Hello and welcome to this first lecture in this new section on version control systems like Git in this course on how to become a successful software developer. So in this section and two lectures, we will talk about how to use version control systems like Git, right? So any thoughts, anything that you know, how would you use version control systems like Git? Any thoughts? So, let's understand first is that using version control system like Git is a fundamental skill that you need to have for becoming a software developer successful. Because the Git helps you track changes to your code, collaborate with others, and maintain a history of your project. Now, how can you use the Git control version control system? Let's look at the many things that you need to do. Let's take step by step look at each of these. So, first thing you need to do is to install Git, and if you don't have, you can go to their official website https colon double slash git dash scm.com slash downloads as you see here, right? So you need to go to that site and download, and you can download for Mac system, for Windows, and for Linux system. So as appropriate for you, download for your system. Once you have downloaded the system, you need to install it. Now, how do you install it? It's easy, and there are many guidances. The best is to look at this Pro Git book, and in that, in the first getting started, they talk about how do you install one. You can take a look at 1.5 chapter of part of the book in the first chapter, and it very clearly lays down how can you install the Git. Also, there are good enough videos on this site itself where you can take a look at how can you install, download and install it from their site. Having installed, you need to then configure the Git. So what you need to do is open the terminal or command prompt, set your name and email address which will be associated with your commits or saves that you will do on this Git platform. And the way to do is to type out git config two dashes global user dot name and then put your name as you see put in the screen here as Dana DevOps is one of the names that has been put, and then similarly you put your email ID. So it's as simple as that, right? So get going with your configuring the Git like this. Having done the configuration, you can navigate to the directory where you want to create your Git repository uh, and initialize the Git repository with a very simple command, like as you see here, git space init for initialization space your project name. It could be my project, it could be project one, whatever name you want to give for your project, you can give it here. And that will create the new repository on the Git system. There, you can also clone a repository, right? So you can use this command called git space clone space repository dash the URL from which you want to clone the repository. So this way you can simply clone and pull if you have a repository in some other place of your work done. Then you can, once you have your project created and residing on Git system, you can create or modify files in your project, and you can use the commands like git space add dot as space file name, right? And then you can also stage a specific file by using a command, right? And you can also commit messages, right? So all these commands are there for the various acts of adding a file name, committing them, and committing a message, right? So you can do that and more. I would suggest you to look at the videos and read that Pro Git book to learn specifically about how to do that. There's enough explanation available on the Git website for you to do that. You can also use the git space log command to view the commit history of what you have saved there, including the commit messages and the author detail. And there are enough videos and text and resources available on the Git as well as on the YouTube, etc., where you can take a look at how to do that. So having looked at some of the things that you can do to use version control systems like it, what do we do next? So we have more things to tell you in the next lecture. And we will take a look at what are the other things that you can do to use the version control system like Git. So thank you so much for watching this first lecture of version control systems like Git in this course on how to become a successful software developer. I hope you're continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions for me to answer, and also download the PDF file if you need to refer to anything that I have shown you there.